Jan Waller, and then I'll say, well, who is Jan Waller and why is she here? That's going to be the opening line.
And that's where you can say.
And you can say, yes, I
was
am
forced.
Jan Waller. I don't. My name is Mark Anderson, and I'm here today with Jan Waller. Jan Waller is a former college administrator at Riverland College in Austin and Albert Lea, where she was the Dean of Academic Affairs and Faculty Emeritus, which is very impressive. I think you would agree with me. I myself am a simple farm boy, and I don't know anything about art, and I think that adds to the purity of the observations that I make here today. But enough of the superficial aspects of your life. Tell me, Jan, who is Jan Waller, and why are you here?
Well, thank you for the introduction. I had the pleasure of working with Marty Angelo as for several years as academic deans. We shared a lot of we still share a lot of career stories, but the added bonus was getting to know her well. Her passion for fine arts.
You feel you acknowledge that you know her well.
Yes, I do.
A lot of people don't admit that.
I feel I know her well. She may not think I do.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, you have your qualifications as an art critic are?
Just my passion for fine arts. I grew up with a really close friend whose parents were very artistic and would take me to museums as a younger child, and I just really developed an interest in learning more about artwork.
And you have a Bachelor of Arts?
Yes.
And you have a Master of Arts?
Yeah, well, close to that.
Well, yeah,
More
and so
education.
therefore, obviously, you must have something to do with art.
Yes, it's been part of my life from being a young girl to kind of a retired person.
A retired person. Yeah, that is a slur. Now, tell me this. May I call you Jan?
Yes, you may.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Jan, you've traveled with Marty Angelo, I believe.
Yes.
And through your travels, you helped her develop her interest, her passion, if you will, for art.
I'm not sure I helped her develop it. I think it was there when we met, but I certainly feel that I encouraged it, supported it, and was very impressed by what she did.
Yes.
And how artistic she truly is. It's in her DNA.
No, in her DNA.
Yes.
Right. And so you were given the opportunity as you went around here in the splendid studio of Marty Angelo to pick out the picture that spoke to you more than any other. And that's correct, isn't it?
That's exactly correct.
And did you choose a picture?
I did.
Which one did you choose?
It's right here, the poplars.
That one.
The
That one is
poplars.
titled Poplar by the Log.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. It's easy to mistake that and say popular by the log.
Well, it's, it probably will be a very popular
I'm sure.
poplar
Now,
picture.
I want you to take a look at that picture. I know you've studied this picture for a considerable amount of time.
Yes.
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 And would you just share with us, what do you notice about that picture?
I notice that it is very impressionistic, and Marty Angelo, has been doing a lot of abstract figurative paintings. I'm very familiar with those as well. But this particular painting struck me because it was very impressionistic.
Now, when you say impressionistic, what are you trying to say?
Well, I'm talking about the the colors, the brush strokes, not the real exact painting of trees, and it's more dreamlike at some points. I'm talking about the brush strokes. If you look at the brush strokes, they're very textured. You can see them, but it also creates a really nice depth to the painting. That's impressionistic, and I've been drawn to the Impressionists. This painting has so many elements. Like I said, the colors, the depth, that you could walk into the painting, the symbolism, with the log or the bridge, the connections.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. What we see here is a background in which I see at least 3 poplar trees, and I see a stream, or is it a river? I can't tell how far back
it may be a
comes
pond.
from. It could be.
It's what you want to.
And yet I see just placed beneath those poplar trees what appears to me to be a log. It could be an alligator, though.
It could be.
Or it could be a bridge.
I don't look at it as being an alligator, but the picture can appeal to many different people.
Yes.
And remind them of bridges, connections.
Like a bridge over troubled water.
Right.
But that's not the name of this picture, is it?
No. But one thing nice about impressionistic paintings is that the artist can take just this little picture in the woods or on a walk, and what you might say is a simple little piece of landscape can just develop into a very beautiful art form that is very appealing to many people. And I think this is where Impressionists do so well, because they can take a very plain subject matter and really develop it into a work of art. And I think Marty's done.
In the past, she's been known as an abstract figurative. I don't know if she chose that designation herself or that was pinned on her by other people. But this is so much freer, don't you agree? She isn't bound by the figure of the individual that she's portraying in the picture. This is wide open, and it seems to me she is more interested in color and texture and depth. Would you agree?
Yes, I do agree with you, Mark. Also, if you look at the light, I think the light is another very important feature on this painting, because it depending on even on the time of the day, you can see almost different light there. Of course, that's shadows, etc., and so forth. But also, she's done a great job of capturing the reflection in the pool or the pond or a creek or whatever.
No, that's a good point. It's tough to portray water, and yet when you look at that picture, you right away said, "Oh, I see water."
Right, definitely, and not everybody is able to do that when they paint. It's very hard to get that kind of perspective with, what's in the front of that picture. What do you want to have to walk around? I mean, it's an adventure. It's an adventure.
How do you feel as a person in your soul when you first look at that picture? How do you feel?
It's calming. I feel calm. I feel appreciative of nature, the beautiful colors we can see oftentimes at different times of the day. It's dreamy. There's some dreaminess to it, especially with her brush strokes. Sort of, a little bit of maybe
She kind of swishes around
a couple of extra glasses of wine later.
That may help.
But it's lovely. It's really lovely because it sort of it is dreamlike as well. So I think again, it is a very calming painting. It calms me when I look at it.
Now, you notice that she uses a lot of purples and other, well, different shades of green that don't necessarily fit what you expect to see when you look at a scene in nature. And yet, do you think that these sorts of colors do appear in the right sunset or sunrise?
Definitely. I think you could see that depending on the day, the season, the time of the day. We can look at a beautiful landscape early morning and be struck with the sunrise, and then the same landscape at sunset and look entirely different.
Yes.
And I think she's done that, done a good job.
Let's go back to that log or bridge. I think I liked the image of it being a bridge.
Okay. Yes, I think.
You've worked with Marty. Is she a person who is somewhat of a bridge builder?
Marty is really good at making connections.
Marty Angelo.
Marty Angelo, yes, Marty Angelo. And she is a bridge builder. She also, one thing I really appreciated about her is she's contemplative. And we were very close compadres.
Colleagues, maybe.
Colleagues, yeah. That's a better word.
Thank you.
But we worked very closely together, and she could see she was good at planning and then completing a project.
Does she have a need? I mean, that bridge or that log, I would say a bridge. It seems like the artist had to have a bridge there. She had to have it.
I think, I like that.
Why would a person think that? It kind of reminds me of the old story about why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? Well,
Right.
To Marty Angelo, you got to figure out a way to get to the other side. She could not finish that picture unless she figured out a way to get to the other side.
It could have something to do with the changing, or sort of the leaning toward a more impressionistic style.
Oh.
That connection. Still, she likes the abstract, figurative. That's a genre, but now she's creating these beautiful impressionistic paintings.
A different direction.
A different direction.
And I think that's an important observation. Jan, you've been a wonderful guest here today. It's good to have somebody who is a person who's a real good friend, colleague of Marty Angelo, somebody who really knows her very well. I think that it's important to let our audience know that this picture, Poplar by the Log, is available. It's available for $125.
She does a beautiful job of finding the right frame.
Amazing,
too.
isn't it?
It does. It makes it look so classy.
So natural.
And then there's a little bit of, the classiness, and also the just the age, which really contributes to a beautiful piece, if you will.
And I think you'd agree with me. People are invited, and it should come down to the splendid studio of Marty Angelo and observe the pictures and have a glass of wine with Marty Angelo.
Yes.
Discuss.
Yeah.
Let your imagination go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a very good idea. Right here.
Highly recommend that.
Yes,
Coming
in
back
beautiful
this way.
Albert Lee, Georgetown.
Yes.
Right here.
I love Albert Lee's Georgetown area. Please come.
Thank you.
Thank
Jan
you,
Waller.
Mark. Thank you, Mark Anderson.
I want to make a special shout out to Sam Earhart. Sam has been our cinematographer, our graphic expert, and he has helped us put these programs together. And we could not have done it without you, Sam. Thank you, and we hope to see you real soon.
Thanks for
Thank
your
you,
time,
Sam.
Mark.